Hello, Dodos. This is door kick. This is red pill door kickers. Basically, we're going to talk about. This is a new thing I'm trying out, a new format I'm trying out on my channel, and it's going to be kind of short because I don't want to really beat this with a dead horse or anything like that. But we're going to talk about like various things, our points of view on different relationships and how we believe they went wrong and shit like that, and like pop culture and current events and stuff like that. So that's what it's going to be about. What the hell? Okay, Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Welcome to the live stream. I am your father. This is the dark side. You will be red pilled, no matter what.
Oh no, man! No.
Meetings on Wednesday. We're having cookies and we got babes.
I like cookies, man.
Cookies and babes.
I don't want to go to the red pill side right now, man. I love women, man. I love them. I just love my women, man.
You're a trip. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the topic
I
of the
love
day.
my baby mother. I never let her go.
Oh, good lord.
Okay, DMX over here. But what we're gonna talk what we're gonna talk about is like sports stars and like sports stars, and when they retire, they give there's always this high rate of like divorces after they retire for the most part. We're going to talk about that for the most part today and talk about our points of view on that for the most part. So that should be fun. As far as like the divorces and like the stars and like basketball stars or NBA stars or NFL stars or people along the lines of that, because it seems to be those guys that get divorced at a higher rate than like anybody in sports after they retire. But yeah, what do y'all think about it? Like generally, before we even get into the topic,
Generally,
what do you think about that?
generally, I think it's that these what that they strike when they while they're at the peak of their worth.
Well,
And
no,
you know
because
what?
there are some women that get them before they get to like they get big and famous for the most part. So there are a
Well,
lot of women that get their men before they get big and famous. Now there are some women who get their men while they're at the top of their while they after they get their money, but a lot of them tend to get their men like
before they
just
get big
before.
and famous, those
Yeah,
are the ones. Those are the ones that jump ship too early.
yeah,
They, I
yeah.
mean,
I
they
mean, no,
didn't.
they
They
like they kicked him up. Be like a good example of that is the one dude that's got a girlfriend. She's been with him since he's been in high
holy
school prep.
shit,
So like
holy shit.
so when he actually moved up the ranks and went to college, she still was with him, and now she's with him now that he's in the NFL. I'm talking about people like that, and then like you got people that like conveniently find women after they sign like $1 million contract or a couple $100 million contract for the most part. Then you got those ones. Then you got the ones that conveniently find love in the middle of their career some damn where after they're making millions and they're talking about them and they're all over TV. So there's like three different types of women when it comes down to it.
Okay. So
Um,
besides, mhm.
there's so
so
go ahead.
so basically, the first one is basically the ones that jump ship are too early, right? The
No,
ones
the
that have
first
been there,
the first ones basically get on before the iron is hot.
get off behind before the
No,
iron's
they
hot.
no they get on before the iron is hot. So they see
Mm.
potential in a person basically. They see potential in a person, and they see that they can take them somewhere, so they plan for a long term game.
So basically, they pretend like they're building at they
Well, no, a
pretend like
lot
the
of them tend to do build, but like a lot of them like get used to the. What I'm about to say basically is like you got basically what happens with a lot of the stars and the players is a lot of the women tend to they'll get on before they'll strike before the iron is hot, and then like they'll get on and like they'll be like it's kind of like that one song Day One, like Day One girls
oh
basically they basically been there before they were anything for the most part type women. Then you got
whoa
like women that come in that happen to meet a guy conveniently after he signs to a team. Then you got women that meet them in the middle of their career. Just shit along the
Yeah,
lines of that is what I mean.
those
So like
those
there's three different types of women in this one, but they all tend to a lot of them
yeah
tend to always go the same route for the most part, if you know what I mean.
yeah those
oh
are
yeah.
them Jennifer come latelys. Those last three ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the last two is like yeah, Jennifer
For the
Lilly come
last
lately.
two,
Well, no,
for the
no
last
actually the first the second The second one actually, it all depends because like there's a lot of times motherfuckers don't know who you are. Like there's a lot of people that didn't know who Charlie Batch was. Like they didn't even know he was a backup quarterback for the Steelers and shit like that until Big Ben got hurt. Then they actually knew who he was, so all the women started flocking to him then. So there's people like that too, but Jay Cutler was everybody pretty much knew who Jay Cutler was. Is what I'm going at right now with that. Because at the end of the day, what I'm really trying to get at is the way that the dynamics. I'm trying to dive into the dynamics of that relationship with women who date men like that for the most part, if you know what I mean. I mean, who in that situation for the most part, because like I commend the women that got it before the iron is hot, but at the same time, were you there because you actually loved the guy, or are you there because you loved his potential? You see what I'm saying?
I mean, it's more and more. It's like love the potential, but once the potential ones that runs out, guess who's fucked?
Yeah, and then on top of that, you got the women who sign, the women who come on board, like a little bit after you get famous. You may not be like you're not quite Instagram famous, but you do play for a team, but you're not quite out there yet because it's still your first 3 years maybe, if that. Then you got the women that come in the middle of your career because they know who you are, because you've been catching balls, you've been going to like the playoffs, and you've been going to like either you've been going to the finals, or you've been going to the Super Bowl basically. So that you got those women who know you are, and they basically follow you around like groupies for the most part, and then all of a sudden you marry a groupie. So what I want to dive into is, why is there a high phenomena in retired sports star divorces?
Well, because they ain't gonna make no fucking money. I mean, they don't got that fucking commercial deal. They're not. I mean, some of them might got that commercial deal. Some of them ain't got that money backing them from that contract that they signed.
Yeah, but they earn this money over a long period of time, though. Right. So it's like they got a shit ton of money.
They want to have that fucking money.
Yeah, but they're still married though, so it's one of those things where it's like, a good example of that is Jay Cutler's wife does sell jewelry and shit like that, but even still now she doesn't have Jay Cutler money. Even after he retired, Jay Cutler was like worth like over like $100 million. Like he amassed over $100 million during his whole entire career. So, and she's nowhere close to the millions basically. But she does have a jewelry thing, and like she does do a reality show and shit like that for the most part. But at the end of the day, she's not Jay Cutler rich. For the most part is what I'm trying to say. And and the thing that bothers me is what I notice with a lot of these stars, especially ones with kids. Conveniently, they want to get a divorce after conveniently, they retire, and I guess they got to be cooped up with them for the most part, which makes me wonder about a lot of these people for the most part, and what was their motives going into it is what I'm trying to get into. What do you think? What do you think, Psychesoap, aka Rolly Corleone?
Don't fucking rat. Hey, but yeah, there's lots of microcosms that are out there when you do go to look at it. I mean, there's the T.I.'s relationship with Tiny, kind of an open marriage type of a looking thing. Yeah. I mean, it became they started getting furious when the shit got in public. There's of course this Steph Curry and Aisha Curry thing going on, where Aisha opened her fucking mouth when she wasn't supposed to. I know we wasn't gonna harp on women, but she started making that attention statement and shit. After the man had his second or third NBA championship, there's the Russell Wilson where he gets rid of his day one only to get with a used up R&B star, and he gets Future sloppy seconds and shit like that.
Sorry, doesn't he technically get Future's baby mama too? I mean, baby's child too. Like, that's just stupid. Like, that's just dumb as hell.
So I mean, in a lot of cases, if these guys got their day ones, they're usually fine until that fucking divorce raping commences. You know?
True story. Because what I was going to say,
because cash register.
Cha-ching,
cha-ching,
cha-ching, like Busta Rhymes, cha-ching. No, but I was going to say, because my granddad used to say something to us when we were growing up a long time ago. I think I said this in a live stream before. You can tell the type of couple a person is if you're just driving. Like if you ever go on a road trip, you can tell what type of couple a person is by looking in their car and looking at how they're interacting with each other. There's three types. Literally three types. There's three different couples. There's one couple who both couples are looking out the window, not even engaging each other, looking out opposite windows, not saying anything at all. She's looking out this window, he's looking out right to left, basically, and they're just driving down the road. Then you have the one couple who the one is talking and the other one's sitting there like ignoring them with their arms crossed or looking out the window for the most part. Then you got the one couple where if you look in a car, they're driving down the road and they're literally engaging with each other. They're smiling, they're laughing, they're joking and shit like that for the most part. Those are the three couples you have in this world. Very rarely do you actually run into the third. Very rarely do you ever run into the third couple. You always run into the first two for the most part, if you know what I mean.
I ain't seen it yet.
But let me
Trust
add too. I mean, if you do run into that third couple, usually when they are engaging, it's probably negatively and they're arguing.
Well, no, that's usually couple one or couple two for the most part. That falls under couple one or couple two. Where that actually happens for the most part, because like usually they're either going back and forth yelling and screaming, or one's just sitting with their arms crossed like this and looking out the other window while the other one's talking to them. So that usually falls under couple two for the most part, because one's usually talking, the other one's usually ignoring them. Or couple one is usually that was the precursor to why they're all looking out opposite windows driving down the road for the most part. So it's one of those things, because like I said, there's like three different types of couples for the most part, and I might have presented it a little bit jacked up, but for the most part that's usually how it works. The thing that I always found funny about that is like the couples who actually you see engage in each other, who are laughing and joking. Like my grandparents were that way. They were like always laughing and joking in a car. We all be engaged. We'd be singing, laughing, and everything for the most part. And they've always been like that. They've always had the quick whips too with each other, even though they're old and they probably shouldn't make jokes like that because we're too young and we had virgin ears. like my grandmother used to say to my granddad, "You can't handle me." He goes, "Please, I've been handling you for 60-something years." Anybody can't be handled. You can't handle me. Like they used to go back and forth like that all the time. It used to be shit like that, and that dynamic was what I was used to growing up with for the most part. So it's like one of those things where it's like I actually got to see what he was talking about when we drove down the road, and he pointed out like the different couples in a car for the most part, how they engage each other, how they didn't engage each other. Usually the one in the middle is usually like the person's already trying to check out of the relationship for the most part. If they're not engaged, if they're not listening to their significant other, they're already pretty much on the road for looking to get out the fucking relationship for the most part. Because you got the one person trying to engage and trying to make it right, and the other person is just ignoring them, looking elsewhere for the most part. And then you got the first relationship where they're all looking the opposite direction. They shouldn't just be together because they probably always argue all the fucking time for the most part. So like that's what I was like trying to get into with this, and it's kind of funny. But my thoughts on the Jay Cutler thing is
was this recent or
he's getting a divorce. It's going down no matter what. And this is basically all like sports stars that get retired and end up in the divorce line for the most part.
Oh shit. He wasn't much of shit in the motherfucking National Football League anyway.
Well, he was okay. I mean, he made a decent amount of money, so obviously he was some shit. But
he was overrated and overpaid, bro.
Probably. But yeah, at the end of the day, though, he still got paid and he still got that bag. So you still got to talk. He's still up there in the ranks of people getting a divorce either way, no matter how you cut it. But at the end of the day, like what I was trying to get at was my thoughts on the whole entire divorce thing. After a person retires, lets me know that dynamic of that relationship really wasn't shit from the start. This is exactly how I look at it. Like she was basically in it for herself and herself only.
Right.
Or she was in it for the popularity of him playing. Because like there was a story that's saying the reason why he went back to playing after retired because she encouraged him to go back to playing, which lets me know that she had a side piece, and she was used to him being gone, so he might want to get all his children, like, DNA tested. At least a couple of them. Because I look at it like this: if your significant other is going to force you to go back and play, there's something wrong with that. That's a red flag and a half. Because after spending all that time on the road, she should want to spend time with you for the most part. You see what I'm saying? For her to not want to spend time with him, and for her to want to push him back out onto the field, makes me think something's off and something's wrong with that whole entire relationship.
Time to leave. Time to go.
Yeah, it's literally time to go.
That was basically her just saying, "Bitch, make my money right." That's it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, get back on the track.
Yeah, literally. And like, what I wondered about that was what y'all thoughts is on that type of thing.
Time to go.
She pimped him.
The second you push me back on the battlefield, the gridiron, and telling me to strap my armor, it's time for me to go.
Yeah, because like most women want their significant others home.
You know what? I got a solution for this shit. Football stars, if there's any of these motherfuckers listening to this live stream, which is highly unlikely, don't marry the broads until you retire. That'll fix all that shit.
Most of them are overpaid simps anyway, man. Real talk.
Right. Just don't marry the broads. I'm sorry, I can't be derogatory. Don't marry the females. They're not women, they're females. Don't marry them. Just that simple. It solves that you keep your money, you get your peace of mind, you get to stay, keep more of your money. You don't have no illegitimate heirs floating around here. You don't have to worry about is this kid mine? Is this kid mine? Is this kid mine? Is this kid mine? Don't marry them until you retire.
Yeah.
Until you have enough of a mindset to retire. And to look for somebody that you are if it is an actual thing that you're compatible with. If you're not diving into a pile of needles looking for pieces of straw.
Mm-hmm.
Note that I said piles of needles looking for pieces of straw. That's pretty much the equivalent of it. Most of those needles are rusty. And some of those needles are pristine and clean. Just enough.
Some of them needles probably got viruses and bacteria on them.
And that's the rest of them.
Mind you of a beach in near Seattle.
Yeah, true story.
Portland.
What you think, Roni Corleone about that?
Roni Corleone, motherfucking. Hey man, it's like this, dude. I mean, the hypergamistic nature is going to be there, and if you're going to step across that line into long-term relationship territory, one must realize that shit. If you are making under $50,000, and most in America do, as men, then ultimately, dude, you have no business being in a relationship. If you're in your 20s, you have no business being in a relationship if you're going to pair bond. And I get it. I'm MIGTOW and all, But if you're going to go ahead and pair bond, you probably need to leave that woman alone that's got that, what I'm saying, they got that extra baggage. I'd like to say children, you know what I'm saying? The crumb snatchers, you know what I'm saying? Take your
carpet ankle biters, or what was the other one? Carpet
vaginal trophies,
Oh good lord. What's the one? This is the other one, carpet there's another name for them, carpet something.
Carpet scuffers, I don't know.
Carpet something, I forget the name of it.
Carpet munchers.
That's the wrong group.
Yeah, that's the wrong group.
Just say it.
Taco Roni. That's probably Manny.
That's Manny. That's Manny.
Manny.
Spitting facts right now in the last stream already. But yeah, it's just stuff like that just blows my mind. Like, and people want to act shocked, like they were so happy together for 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Okay, is he retired? Well, that's why. Yeah, because we talked about that. I think we touched on that a little bit. Because I think Zhang said something to the extent of Jay Cutler's getting a divorce. I was like, he must be retired. Like, yeah, and that's literally what I say. He must be retired. And I had to go look it up, but yeah, apparently he was playing, but then he eventually stopped playing. And the problem with that is, the problem with that is, when shit like that actually happens, it's a matter of double I. Is that you?
That is not me. That's for
I said
damn
that's why I
sure.
Sorry.
said double I. You're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
Sorry about that. I thought I had the mute on.
Yeah, but
Can you still hear me?
yeah, I can still hear you, but the noise is not
Fucking
going
mute
on yet.
doesn't work. God
Yeah,
damn it.
no, the noise is fine though. The beeping of the beeping of the car is not on no more. But
Oh, okay.
you're fine. But the thing with it is the thing I have a problem with is the fact that it goes to show how fickle a certain group of people's mindset is for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
If you just pick them because they have a nice ass or they look nice or they're going to be a trophy wife or they're going to be any you think of them any type of any iteration of that. Let it be trophy wife. Let it be she got a fat ass. Let it be she got
Walk the
titties.
fuck
Let it be
away.
any of the above for the most part. You basically picking her for the wrong reasons, if you know what I mean. Especially if she's going to go and divorce you in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hypergamy. Okay.
yeah, hypergamy definitely. And the sad part about that is hypergamy exists in all women. It's don't get me wrong, hypergamy exists in all women. However, you got to find a woman from a certain culture where she's less likely to reach for that hypergamy, or you got to find a woman with some semblance of culture where hypergamy is not going to be where hypergamy is going to be like either backburnered or not on the table at all for the most part. Is it going to be not to be on the table? Probably not. Is it going to be one of those things where like you got to worry about it?
Mm-hmm.
Like
No.
it depends on a woman for the most part, and it depends on where she grew up at, and it depends on the culture in which she grew up in, and it depends on the family ties for the most part. Because there's a lot of women. I've noticed in America, it don't matter if she's Catholic or she went to a Catholic school. Like they say, Catholic girls anything but do everything but. Let's just keep it 100. Um, um.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter. Religion religion doesn't play as strong of a part as family ties, as in family values, family ties, and another other shit actually plays a part. Like if she comes from a country where the name your last name is everything, the family name is everything, you probably have a less of a chance worrying about that than you would, especially if the culture's all about shaming motherfuckers back into the Stone Age for the most part, or back into the kitchen, or back into wherever you want to call it, shaming motherfuckers out of existence for the most part. We'll say so it won't sound like I'm picking on a certain group of people. But like if you come from a culture like that where they literally shame you out of existence and literally would disown you and shit like that, that tends to make you think on your judgment and make you think on what you want to do or what you want to think about doing. It's kind of like a good example of that is India. India has the lowest divorce rate in the whole entire world per capita, followed by Chile, followed
Yep.
by Chile, followed by another country, followed by an African country, followed by Mexico, so on and forth on for the most part. So those are the lowest. Those like the top five lowest divorce rates in the whole entire world. Countries the top five lowest divorce rates in the world. The thing about the Indian community is, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a caste system that helps. I mean, I'm against the caste system, but that kind of does help kibosh people from being, hypergamous. Because if you're a part of the caste system, it kind of sort of sucks being you. You kind of got to date what you get, what you only can get, and you can't really come out of that unless you date somebody from another country for the most part. Um, and even still, you're still not seen above your caste. You're just still seen as your caste for the most part. Even if you date a white guy from another country, you're still your caste. Um, is basically what it is. Mexico, you can get a divorce very easily in Mexico, but nobody ever does it. Very rarely does anybody ever really do it, which is another thing. It's very low. It's I think it was what, like 0.5%. Last I checked, or 5%. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It's 5%. No, it's 5%, 10%, 5%, 5%. I mean 5%, 10%. I know that was Dominican Republic. I think was 10, 15%. But you can actually get a divorce. Anybody can get a divorce anywhere in the world in Dominican Republic, and their divorce rate is still 5, 10, 15 to 10% or something like that. But like so like matter of fact, Mariah Carey got a divorce from her last husband in the Dominican Republic without him. And it's still low. I think Mexico's is 5%, Chile's is 2%, and India's is 1% for divorce rates. So I'm not saying go out and date somebody from another country. I'm just saying you got to find somebody who comes from similar. If you're going to do that, I'm not saying go out and do it at all, because I'm against that totally. If you're going to do that, go out and find somebody with similar values and goals in life, affirming whatever the fuck they want to do from one of those cultures for the most part.
Word.
If you're going to do it, that is. I wouldn't suggest going to go do it at all, because I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not a relationship coach, despite the fact that I did help a lot of my female coworkers in micro stay in relationships that they were fucking up themselves. And I helped fix their fucking relationships, but I don't really call myself a relationship coach, and I don't want to be. But at the end of the day, you can't just look at ass and tits, or you can't look at something because it's a trophy, or you can't look at something because it looks good, or you can't look at something because you want to put your dick in it, basically. There's more.
That
There's more.
all goes away.
Yeah, because like that all goes away, and that doesn't go a long way, because you'll end up suffering eventually when all that shit wears off, and they start gaining weight, or anything along those lines. All that shit will start going away and start disappearing, and you'll start feeling a certain way about that person for the most part, and you'll start feeling some resentment as a guy. It's kind of like what I made a video about what a guy goes through, or a guy's thought process when something happens to his children on his significant other's watch. He doesn't blame her, he blames himself for choosing that person. You see what I'm saying? Like fuck the fact that she pretty much got your child, something happened to your child drastically wrong. He's mad at himself, and he blames himself for choosing that woman for the most part. Deep down inside, that's pretty much what it is. He may not be able to look at her, but at the end of the day, he's ashamed with himself that he made a poor decision, and a person and a significant other that he chose to actually raise to be the mother of his children. It's just facts. No matter how you cut it, it's just facts. He may not lash out at her. He may not, do all the other shit, but he might keep it internal, and he might blame himself for the whole entire thing that happened to his children, because he chose that person to be representative as the mother of his children, and the missus to his mister for the most part. So his decision making basically. He puts his decision making, his decision that he made on her, and it comes into question for the most part, is what I said for the most part. So
he puts all of that before that woman's agency.
Yeah, before that woman's agency, and it is what it is. She had agency. She could have changed that decision, but she didn't. And now your child's in this situation, or now your family or your loved one, either way, is in this situation because of the decision she made.
Oh, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, anyone?
Yeah. Like, yeah, that was like, yeah, no, that's a great example of the shit. And the thing though, people tend to forget this shit when they go into shit, because they get like, pussy goggles or titty goggles basically. Or, they get like, I'm going to get some pussy. It's basically like if you get drunk, you take the wrong person home. This is why I don't get drunk, because I don't want to be taking the wrong person home. Because I never took the wrong person home, and I never got drunk enough to take the wrong person home. So, and this is why I don't get drunk for the most part, because I don't ever want to be in that situation to make a bad decision like that for the most part. But any y'all want to add to?
Oh, shit. Well, with regard to that, That pretty much does say it. I mean,
Don't pick the wrong one.
it,
People
yeah,
like, don't pick the wrong one.
just don't. You know.
Serious.
Yeah, I
mean,
know.
it's like playing Russian roulette. You load the wrong one in the chamber, and you forget which chamber it was.
Good
Exactly.
analogy. Good analogy. You MGTOW to win? Ronnie Corleone pretty much is speechless right now.
Oh, what? Yeah, I lost the train of thought. Fuck.
MGTOW to
Because
win.
if you think about it, like if you're pulling a trigger on a marriage, you got a loaded gun
Pretty much pointing at your head.
pointed at your head,
Yeah,
right there. That's where it is. And you're not in control of that gun at that point. You got to keep that control of that gun. Don't put the wrong bullet in the wrong casing, in the wrong slot. If you got a revolver, you make sure your chambers are empty right now until you're capable of controlling and pointing the gun on your targets, not on yourself.
Yeah. True story.
And that's pretty. I mean,
it just comes down to one thing.
Yeah, there's gonna be a time when a woman picks up your gun that you got unloaded, loads it that you unloaded for her, and she's gonna shoot you and pull the trigger on that divorce on you, basically.
Wow,
and take all your
You
shit.
have no idea if that chamber is loaded, the one she's shooting.
Yeah.
Or if it's not.
Or what it's loaded with.
Here's the other thing is when you get into a marriage, okay, so I've been married, so I guess I can give you guys some insight in that, right? So in marriage, here's the thing. You can't just walk away from something like marriage. You got to have your ability to manage the marriage. And then when you realize that, okay, you've given all this information to a third person, not yourself, not your second self, because everybody has a double self. Yeah, you want me to explain that to you? We'll go to the Lost Dad channel one day and we'll figure it out. But for this live stream purposes, you have yourself that you show everybody, the outside facing world, and then you have your inner self, right? So there's two of you in every aspect. You don't show that inner self to everybody. Maybe your family, maybe your loved ones, whatever, right? But you know that your family, most of them, unless you got a bad family, will not use that information against you. But if you're in a marriage, there's a reason why the law states that if you're in a relationship or if you're in a marriage, whatever you say to your significant other cannot be held against you, right? So I forgot what the law is. Psychesoap can probably jump in and answer that for me. But outside of that, in other countries,
it's basically
there's a
it's
reason
basically like your lawyer. It's basically something equivalent to like the lawyer client privilege, basically. It's privilege.
Yeah,
it's privilege knowledge, basically.
Spousal privilege.
Yeah, or something along the lines of that.
The thing is that marriage is
Hang on, let Double I finish real quick.
All right.
No, that's all I had as
okay.
far as that thought goes. But you don't want to give that person the last piece of it. You don't want to give that person information which is equivalent to the bullet inside of a loaded gun to aim at you.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
But I'll say basically what I want to say is like make her load that gun, make her buy the ammunition for that firearm. It's like she has. I mean, that's the reason why. That's the reason I am like how I am. It's like my mom and my family always try to get people that find people that are compatible with each other. That, like you said in the previous live stream, our skills and our personalities complement each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what it is for me is like I realistically understand that I'm not going to find that. So, if I were to be stupid enough to settle, that person would have to go. I mean, like, so what I mean by go through the trenches with me, go through go through the times where I've had to fight physically and physically, emotionally, and these metaphorical knives out my back. If the person's out there plucking knives out of my back and then bandaging the wound, that after me coming through the day of the trenches and does this on a consistent basis, I will as a thing, I will begin to open up a little bit more. Not much, just a little bit, just to see what happens. But the second I see that it's going to be used against me, I close up real quick. I close up shop.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Is like I close up shop and I'm getting ready to walk away. Because the thing is, they get into relationships that that from day one they're open to the public day one.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be open to the public day one. First off, another thing that is they fuck on the first date. Back in the day that you had to wait. You had to freaking wait. I put in a rule that if I screw on the first date, that's a no-go. That's a complete no-go. That's a no-go on the BOGO, JoJo.
Oh, good Lord.
And it's like, I will literally walk away. I will literally clam up. I will not allow this person to shaft me and think that this person's gonna get one over on me. It ain't gonna happen. I ain't gonna fly. Like, homie, don't play that shit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
homie, don't play that. And it's like that's the thing is that people be excited to get laid on the first day, on the first date, and not think about the consequences later on.
Or I think about the reasoning on why, or
Right.
what's in our mind for you to get laid on the first date for the most part.
Right, and it's like basically he says, "Oh, I got that good. I'm gonna marry her. I'm gonna marry her."
Don't jump that
And
broom
then in the
all
back
that
of my mind,
shit.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
"You stupid fuck,"
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking. And whenever I hear people talking like that, I was gonna marry her. You stupid mother. That's exactly what I want to say. I call the person stupid, and if it wasn't for the fact that I called my friend. I called my own friend that I served with an idiot, you know, and he didn't screw on the first date. Like
Mhm.
he's going through some stuff right now.
And they ain't even married yet.
And he ain't even married yet.
That's a red flag and a half right there. You're already going through some shit and you ain't even married yet.
Right. He's already getting slapped, and he's not married yet. What the hell do you think you're gonna go? What the hell do you think you're gonna go through when you get married?
Shit, I'm gonna get slapped. I better did something wrong.
And he just bought a 30-06. You dumb motherfucker.
You end up losing the permit to that motherfucker.
I remember the last time I got slapped because I remember the last time I got slapped by my significant other because I rolled up on a curb and I sprayed her with a whole lot of water from the curb. Did I deserve it? Probably, yeah, but it was funny as hell and I don't care. It still was funny as hell. I was cracking up the whole entire time while I was getting slapped. But the sad part about it is I soaked her with some water and it was funny as hell. That's all that mattered to me was funny as hell.
Yeah, y'all gotta give me a second. I gotta check out the shop thing.
Okay. But
yeah.
Go ahead, Ronnie Corleone.
When men get to know women, it's much like encountering a fucking song for the first time. And I'm in music, and so this is how it's done, right? What's the first thing you hear in a song?
The music.
The beat. Yep, that's right. The bass, the snare, the kicks, the motherfucking keyboards, all that good beat shit. It just got you going like that. I liken that to the tits and ass, the bass and the motherfucking treble, right? But then as you do get to know her, What's the
So,
next
like,
thing that you? What's the next thing that you know out of a whole song after the beat?
we got cigars. What do I do?
I would say the
Give
rhythm,
you a
but I'm
hint. It's the thing that keeps repeating
the hook.
sometimes in the song. You
Hook.
got it. The hook is that lady's mannerisms, the way she says things. You know,
Evil
her
woman.
catchphrases. You dig?
hmm
And then after that, after you've gotten past the beat, after you've gotten past the hook, what's the next thing you actually get to hear?
The main portion of the song,
The
The
fucking
the
lyrics.
main
refrain,
chorus.
the refrain,
lyrics.
and the chorus.
The refrain was the second part, brother.
Oh,
But gentlemen, I'm on the third thing. It's the lyrics.
The lyrics, yeah.
And the lyrics start to be how she is in this situation. Is she calm under pressure? Is she very dependent? Is she weak in certain areas? Is she strong in certain areas? You know?
How does
And
she
then-
compliment me?
Yeah.
Are we compatible? Are we strong and weak in opposite areas? That way she can pick up the slack if I can't pick up the slack. Will she pick up the slack if I go down? Or will she just try to walk away and leave me there?
And that's what you
always-
get out of those
yeah.
lyrics. And it really
That's all in the
brings me
song.
to
We
the
just need a
fourth part.
song. We just need a rhythm, a beat, and the melody.
Exactly, but that's
need a beat
one.
in the
But here
bass
comes
so
the
I can
fourth,
blow
guys.
up.
Here comes the fourth. Check this out. And here comes the fourth thing. Once you've gotten past the beat, once you've gotten past the hook, once you've gotten past the lyrics, the next thing is the memory of that song. Because you're gonna find yourself humming that fucking tune, singing parts of the fucking hook, saying some parts of the damn lyrics. It's your whole life. Her whole life as a compliment to your own life. Now, I'm not a relationship coach, or nor do I pretend to be my damn self. But I tell every woman that either I first met or have been, involved with that same analogy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To let them know that this is how that works. Now, they usually do this goofy shit. Where part am I? Well, I'm looking at your ass. It's pretty fat. So where do you think I'm at? I like your beat.
I like your beat. It's all about the bass and the treble. Yeah, but and the sad part about that is like what a lot of people fail to realize is when I see a woman, I look at a woman. This is how I really look at a woman. It's kind of like one of those zombie survivor games, basically, where like you're met with a decision. Do you want to save that person?
Yeah.
Or do you want to take off? Like that's typically how I view woman. If we were in a situation, would she attempt to save me, or would she leave me behind? And if she would leave me behind, then I don't want to be with her. If she would attempt to save me, then I probably would want to be with that woman. But there's not too many women that will actually try to save you. They'd probably push. They're more likely to push you in front of the damn zombies so they can get away.
Where's the big bird?
All right.
Right? Yeah, she's more likely to push you in front of the zombie so you can take the zombie's bite basically for her, or she'll trip you or something like that and try to run.
Yeah.
I mean, so you got to watch out for women that'll do that to you for the most part. And I'll always say to men, if you're going to be in a relationship with a woman, somehow, some way, if you're able to create a situation to see if she's going to be that one that's going to help or that's going to run.
Yeah, I mean, back to the song analogy. Most of these dudes stay in the fucking beat of that damn song. Most of them stay into the hook of the song.
Yeah.
God damn it. MIGTOW in the wind. That's why we got mute buttons, bro.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, Psychesoap.
Now, damn it, bro. Yeah, so that's what it is. Some of these guys get caught up in the beat. And, hey, I've been, hands up on me, man. I've done it. Okay, I've reached 40. You know what I'm saying? This shit is kind of surreal when I do go into that, and I notice myself, getting in that vasopressin and that oxytocin and shit when I'm around them. All these motherfucking brain chemicals and all this.
You got to train yourself out of that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some of
And
it's
yes, it
nature,
is
some of it's
possible.
nurture. It is possible,
It's very possible.
you know. And yeah, and I go on to this thing too. The widely often described. Penske truck. The widely often fucking described, situation in the black community. I'll use just the one in America. Is that yeah, we're matriarchal and we're matriarchal. This, that, and the third, right? Yeah, we bow to the women, but men. Okay, just like my man said, and I heard his live stream earlier today. No name, no blame, but he goes into it like this. I mean, as men, do you have more net worth than she does? Do you have physical dominance over her? Do you have overall mental dominance over her? Are you more likely to take charge or is she not? Regardless of what the mainstream is saying, and they got many spaces. And that's why I warn against fellas that like to put these females in their panels. I mean, it's okay to do it, whatever, but you gotta understand at the end of the day, this is your motherfucking house.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And a female's gonna use entryism to worm her way in.
No, definitely, always.
And tying this into a little bow into the main topic within itself, that's the difference between a day one. But I'm gonna tell you, the day one is gonna play a longer con game than that one that just came in there lately.
Oh, definitely. She's in it for the long game. Whereas the day ones, the other chicks are in it for a short game.
I kind of wonder, how did Jeff Bezos meet Mackenzie Bezos? And I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, me too.
Was she a day one?
I highly doubt she was a day one.
No, I doubt she was a day one.
I mean, because he had a business before the whole entire thing anyway. Went on, and she became a person working for the business. They basically had a business before that, and it makes me wonder half the time, like, how did I even jump off for the most part? Because we talk about, well, she was there when his company was just starting. No, she was actually there after his company started. It's the wording that they use to make it sound like she deserves every damn thing for the most part, when in fact she didn't. She actually wasn't there day one.
Kaboom. And that goes into it all. Like, they would love to use the entryism tactic, and that means it's infiltration, basically.
Because it works on the general public.
Got that right.
Mm-hmm.
It works on the general public.
Yeah.
It works on private citizens too, if you really want to look at it. And it's a goddamn shame, man. I mean, shit. How did the richest man become the richest man? By starting a business. How did the richest woman become a richest woman? By divorcing the world's richest man. You know what I'm saying?
Very much, yeah.
Fucking ace, man.
How sad is that? How sad is that?
Yeah.
That is parasitic, because this man busted his ass, I don't know what their situation. Maybe she helped. I don't know. Whatever, right? But it's in his name, right? And then just because you divorce somebody, you think you're going to take half? No, Karen, that doesn't work that way.
Karen.
I had to get that in there.
Right. Double line is lovely.
I'm telling you.
Love double line is digs.
I'm just saying, Bezos is lucky that they didn't have kids, because if they had kids, Karen would have fucking kidnapped them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Legally.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Wind. I was waiting for somebody to say that. Thank you.
I was too busy laughing at your last comment with your quick whips over there, Karen. No, it doesn't work like that, Karen.
Damn right.
The world does not revolve around you, Karen. Princess Karen, what the fuck,
Right. And you know what? You were right, Tico. Since we're on the Karen routine, you were right, Tico. What? Karen, they're going to try and label it. Are we into 1 hour, half an hour mark?
No,
we're almost into, like, we're going into the 50-second mark. But you can actually do it. You can actually say
beautiful. So you know how you said that they're going to try and label or relate Karen as the new nigger. No, it is not that. It's not equivalent to that at all. Number one, okay. Number two, if you want to compare anything, there are black Karens. Yeah. I know for a fact. Because Black Karen has kidnapped motherfucking people. Kids.
It's Karenisha.
Right. Karenisha. Exactly. So, but either way, they're Karens. I don't care if you want to call them Mary, Nicole, Anna. I don't give a fuck. They're Karens.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
True story. And there are black Beckys too. So.
Yes, there are black Beckys as well.
Yeah, there are black Beckys too. So we're gonna put that shit to bed too, real quick. Hell, there's Asian Becky.
Fucking N-word. Do you know what? Do you know what black people have been through? Motherfuckers trying to compare. Everybody who compares the N-word to anything else. Oh, you know what? Don't call me this because it's equivalent to the N-word. No, it's not, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's like it's not. People. It's like, being gay is like being a black person. No, it's not. No. There was gay people in the Roman
times. Not the same.
No, Caligula was gay. What's his
only
name?
Reason
Caesar,
why was
wasn't
not
Julius Caesar?
accepted.
Didn't Julius Caesar participate in that type
Absolutely.
of Yeah, so like no,
yes.
You can't say no.
Julius Caesar was
Julius participated in that shit. So therefore, no, it's not the same fucking thing. It's not the same.
Every
fucking
woman's
thing.
husband and every man's wife render unto Caesar. You know how that fucking quote goes.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And there you go.
The only reason why they made that shit, the only reason why it was shunned is because of the Abrahamic faith, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. That was the only reason why that, you know what I'm saying, it was the way that was.
Just because of that reason.
Romans weren't just doing it. Hell, there were kings. I think there were kings actually participating in England and Spain and parts of Europe that basically were participating in shit like that too. So
and just because of that purpose, you cannot tell me, and you guys got to stop with that bullshit. You cannot try and tell me. Yeah,
the famous
exactly.
words about Mr. Elite.
Karen,
get your ass out of
here. That shit. Get your ass out of here. Karen does not equate to anything racial or anything else. Fuck that shit.
For real.
Get your ass out of here.
Hell, I know some apartment Allisons that are black.
Yup.
I met one the other day.
and you're trying to tell me that a black woman will not call the manager on a heartbeat?
Hell yeah, they will. Shit.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, black women will. Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
So let's knock it down right now in this live stream, right?
I have Asian women call. I've seen Asian women call the manager.
We know both black and white women will absolutely kidnap your kids legally, right? We know both black and white women will put your ass on child support even though they don't need to legally.
True story.
Extortion.
So let me explain that. Number one, Title 4D is a welfare program. I cannot tell you how many women I have seen with 6 figures on Title 4D.
True story.
Shit.
Hell, I've seen women with coach purses with EBT cards and shit.
Down.
Or now the
and stop calling it child support because it ain't child support. It's Title 4D. It's fucking welfare.
Driving an Escalade at that too.
Are you paying into the welfare? Are you paying into the welfare of your fucking Karen? And if that's what you're doing, then you got a Karen. So fuck you, Karen.
I've seen Karen, boy. Shit, there's 2 types of cards. Shit, the Bumquisha card, and we all know that Snap. But then there's the Karen card, bro. Now they got the Karen cards with nothing but the with the 4D money coming into that shit.
Precisely.
Oh
yeah,
man.
shit. And we know we like Tom G said, EBT is like their black card. They be throwing barbecues in their backyard.
So you know what I would like to request all your red pills out there right now who are paying into Title 4D. Anytime you run across an application that says, are you on or do you pay child support? I want you to cross that question off and say, yes, I pay into Title 4D welfare. Because that's exactly what the fuck it is. Welfare. You are not paying your ex-wife. You are not paying your children. You are paying into an account that is separated from them. And then they use an EBT style card to withdraw from that program.
The
Yeah.
Karen
Because-
card. Yep.
Karen
Yes.
card. Or
Each-
the Bonquisha card.
Mhm.
each penny that you pay into your quote unquote child support that goes into the Title 4D program goes into a equivalent penny for penny match from the U.S. government to the state-run program Title 4D, and that's what pays your child support or your
Think of it
baby
like
mama's
this.
welfare.
Yeah, think of it like this. It's kind of like if you get a job and they offer you a 401b or a 401k and they match up to 7%. Basically, it's the same fucking thing.
Right.
Whatever you're putting in, they're putting in. Whatever you're putting in, only there's not a cap on it. Basically, they just match it dollar for dollar. Whereas like if you got like a 403b or 401k, they basically match it up to 7% for up to 7%. So like they're going to match you all the way up to 7%, and they're not going to go over 7%. But it's the same fucking thing if you only go up to 7%.
So if y'all are paying into the Title 4D support system, I'm gonna ask y'all, man. Look into stopping. Look into the different videos, the resources that are out there. Shout out to Amino Cyrus hashtag. You know, whatever his hashtag is, I don't know, but I've been watching his videos. The guy's legit.
Yeah,
The guy's legit.
Yeah.
true story.
He is.
I've actually been watching Hotaps. I'm not a fan of Hotaps, but I actually been watching this shit lately.
Yes.
The what?
Hotaps. That's what he starts out his video. Hotap. This is
I don't like.
Yamin
I'm not a fan
Osiris.
of Hotaps, and I never really liked Hotaps until I met Double I and shit. So I started
Yeah.
watching a lot of Hotaps since I met Double I. I'm like, dude, this motherfucker got me watching
Actually,
Hotaps.
Actually, another MIGTOW put me on the whole taps.
Yeah.
Hotap.
If you're paying into the Title 4D child support system, quote unquote, and I call that quote unquote, I want you guys to practice getting away from that name because that's what they use to, get that sympathy. Like, remember all those ads back in the day? It says,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, these children are
Hey.
in these third world countries and they're suffering. Look
Hey,
at
you know
them.
what I
They
do?
can't even put food on the table. They need rice.
Hey.
They need this. They need that.
Hey,
Give us, give to the children's fund. Blah blah blah."
you know what I used to do?
That's all tapping into your psyche to protect
your
children
emotion.
and your
You know what I
emotion.
do? You know
This
what I
whole
used to do?
child support thing, they call it child support because they want to tap into your emotion. It is nothing to do with child support.
It definitely
Yeah.
does.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
You know what I used
MIGTOW.
to do? When those commercials came on, I always had a bowl of cereal.
Yep.
Just started.
You got to
eating the bowl.
deprogram people. You got to
Yeah.
deprogram.
Yeah, that's a way to deprogram.
Wake the fuck up.
You see all these stuff, and just, oh well, it's not me. I'm doing fine. I'm eating a bowl of cereal. You know, as a matter of fact, I might give this cereal. I thought about making me a grilled cheese sandwich. I might give a slice of cheese to my dog.
Yep.
Yeah, because like the thing with those commercials, it never really bothered me because I'm from a third world country, so I don't give a fuck about those people. Because I look at it like this: if my family was able to climb up to where they are, their family should be able to climb up to where they are.
Precisely.
And like, I'm not saying that to be mean, because at the end of the day, my family started all dirt fucking poor. They weren't shit, basically. They literally weren't shit. Like, so for them to actually be where they are today and to be where they were back in the day, that's a major accomplishment for my family in general, especially with all the intermarriages with various cultures. That is a major accomplishment to where they actually got to. So like, I tip my hat to all my forefathers, basically, because like, if they didn't do the things they didn't make the decisions that they did, they wouldn't be shit today still. And I look at it like this when it comes to a lot of those places. When it comes down to it, a lot of those places in Africa, 9 times out of 10, a lot of that shit is either self-induced or a long line of decisions made by first world countries that got them into that shit, basically. So I don't feel bad for a country that's not willing to take the reins, or anytime they want to take the reins, conveniently their leader gets offed or gets accused of some bullshit, basically, and he gets deposed by another country. We ain't gonna say no names. I'm just saying. But anytime a leader decides in Africa he wants to better his country, it's a problem, and now he has to be deposed. If you've ever noticed, and that's the peculiar thing that they got themselves into. And the sad part about that, now Africa is actually working to actually unify Africa now, but it keeps on having random setbacks due to other countries who have no business being in those countries in the first fucking place, because they know if they become unified, they will lose their footing and they will lose all the minerals, diamonds, and oil within those countries and within those boundaries for the most part if they become unified.
Yeah, and to be
On
fair,
top of
that
that,
puts
they would
them in
have
the situation. That puts them in the situation of an EU type of a situation, man. If
Yeah.
you really look at it.
Yeah, because like there's been many times when this has actually been a thing that came up, and the next thing you know, we're conveniently starting a war in some random country in Africa for some stupid reason because, well, he gassed these people. Okay, we don't give a fuck about those people. We care about our people. We
Well,
don't care about
it's
spending
even-
money over there.
It's more heinous than that, even.
Yeah,
Like,
and the sad part about
whenever
that,
they do those videos, they're always going to the slums of these
Yeah.
countries.
Oh yeah, they always are. Hell, you don't see them going to Flint, Michigan doing that shit.
No, no, they do
no.
not.
They got fucked up water till this day.
Yep.
You know,
And there's
I
black
gotta-
and white people that live in Flint, Michigan that suffer from this shit. Even the people in the
I've
trailer
driven
parks
through-
suffer from this
yeah.
shit.
I've driven through Flint, Michigan. Oh my God, that's a shithole.
with that said, right?
Yeah.
With that said, so we got a first world country and we got Flint, Michigan, which is a shithole. We can all agree upon that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a country that someone may say in the States, oh, that's a third world country. I'm not going to go visit them because, you know, they're not as good as us or something like that. So let me pick one. And I'm not saying that this country is bad or anything like that, but there's a point I want to make, and that's why I'm selecting this particular country. So let's select the Philippines, right?
I was about to
What
say, I
do
thought
you
were gonna
guys-
say Costa Rica. I was about to start firing shots at you.
No. So when you take forget Costa Rica, when you take the Philippines, what do you three think of the Philippines? And just, you know, don't get in the deep end or anything like that. What do you consider, you know, Philippines and how it stands right now? Because I'm going to explain to you where it was before and why it ended up this way. So I just want your American opinions, mostly Psychesoap and MIGTOW to win, and anybody else in the comment section. What do you think? What are your views of the Philippines right now?
Being that I've actually had a petty office, a leader from the Philippines, I honestly cannot, from what he's describing it to me, I honestly cannot say it's a bad country.
Right.
I
Anybody
honestly
else?
can't say it's a bad country.
It's really not all that bad of a country, though.
No, it's not. But the descriptions that I've gotten were, you know, there's a lot of poor people. There are, you know,
There's a lot of
third
poor
world
people, yeah.
style living. You know,
There's a lot
some
of
of the
third world-
houses don't. Hold on a minute. There's third world style living where, you know, you've
Compton,
got houses
Compton.
with no floors and stuff
Flint,
like that.
Michigan.
It's just straight dirt instead of a floor.
Sticks.
You know, place like that, right? That's what I hear and I see. People who go there for a wife and then come back with a Filipino wife or whatever. That's kind of what I see, right? So in the past, Ferdinand Marcos was a king in the Philippines, right?
Mhm.
When he reigned over that country, before the other Western countries came in and made him buy a bunch of jets, spend all his money on these toys and shit like that, and that's when, you know, his country essentially went downhill, and then they dethroned him as well, purposely. This is what creates the voids of today. You know, this is what creates those little kids that they use for the pictures to show you how impoverished other countries are and how good you have it in the States. Guess what? Free range chickens, you got it no better than them.
True story. And the sad part
The
about
only
that
way
is
you
that-
got it better
the
than
thing I always
them.
notice about that shit is, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
there's no way in hell you could tell me. There's no way in hell you could tell me that there's a fly that flew on a kid's eye and he didn't blink. I don't give a damn how weak you say he is. There's no way in hell a fly could fly on somebody's eyeball and them not blink or them not and it not affect their eyeball. Come on now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
They're
need you
not dead.
I'm gonna need you to digitally remove that fly from the damn thing because I know that's fake as hell.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's disgusting what they
and
do
to answer
for
your
that
question,
sympathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead,
Double
Psyche.
I.
So
And to answer your question, man, it's okay. I'll break it down into three things. One, Imelda fucking Marcos, which is that guy, which was that dude's wife, right? The one with
Yes.
the record-breaking shoe cabinet.
That dumb bitch.
Number 2 is the I would just say the language barrier, you know, tagline English. 3, I would like to say now these motherfucking nowadays the guys that are coming into the fore that are enforcing some shit are equivalent to those fellas after Colt invented the revolver. Excuse me.
Yeah.
After Colt invented the revolver.
AKA the Peacemaker.
Yeah, absolutely. They got them badges and they started becoming sheriffs of their town and started laying the law and becoming well-regulated militias, like we all say in the Second Amendment. But that's what I think about the Philippines, because shit, what old dude was doing, shit, that even made Trump smile. Like shit,
Shinobi showed up. You talking about chickens, bro? He has free-range chickens too.
Yup.
Goodness, Shinobi's a mess. But yeah, go ahead, Psyche. I'm sorry about that.
You're all free-range chickens, and I'm Gonzo from the Muppets. Yeah.
He's a hot mess.
Wow.
That's what it is. We are free-range chickens.
Yeah, that part about everybody really is.
I would love for anybody to get on this panel and get into a debate with me about that if you think I'm wrong.
Oh, good lord.
We all have our selected forms of fallacy. Excuse me.
We ain't got time for that.
Forms of,
no, we don't. But I'm saying it. The invitation is open.
Okay.
The plantation.
The invitation is open.
Yeah, not just the invitation, but the plantation is open. You know what I'm saying? And Hammerhand put that wonderfully. I mean, shit. Yeah, you may have gotten rid of those shackles. But what about the shackles you got on your feet right now?
Yeah, true.
You know, and I'm just paraphrasing and summarizing here, but it's that. No, I'm not white knighting, Mr. Man, whoever's listening to that. But shit, it's not just him that says it. You know?
A lot of people say shit.
I've said this.
I say it.
I've said it. I said you're just trading one pair of shackles for another.
Yeah, literally.
Absolutely.
That's what the red pill is anyway. Like, you already figured out, if you're a MGTOW, you figured out, shit, it's a lose-lose situation being in a relationship, right? Okay, all right.
Shackles.
That's when you decided to go MGTOW. That's when you decided to go MGTOW, right? If you went that route.
Yeah,
but the red pill is like, wait a minute though. The red pill people are saying, look, I let go of that shackle, but what about this motherfucker over here? And notice I said motherfucker, not motherfucky girl. Mm-hmm. So another motherfucker over here has tried to shackle me in this way as well. So this guy's trying to rip me off, charging me X for service. What am I doing wrong here? This guy over here is charging me Y, and it's much cheaper than Mr. Asshole over here. So there's other shackles. The red pill has much more to offer than just the feminine side, dealing with fembeasties. Yeah. So I want you all to know that there's a difference between MGTOW and red pill, and that is the basic one right there. Red pill is realizing you have other shackles that you have not identified. Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know.
So you want to kick down a fucking door, kick that one down.
I know there are other shackles that I haven't identified. I'm still MGTOW.
Yes, sir.
That's what I came in as.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I came in
and I respect that. But you coming in as that, and then you learning these other things, that gives me hope. That gives me hope that, okay, the red pill knowledge that I have, that Tico has, that other people have, is not going to waste. Yeah, and that's why we are here. We're here to red pill you for this. That's why Tico and I are not, MGTOW. We're a little bit different in that manner. I've gotten into a relationship. I manage my relationship. Tico's in a relationship. He manages his relationship. It's not about women. This is not about women, guys. And anybody who thinks it is, you need to reevaluate, my friend.
No shit.
More like
It's
a
not
psych
about women.
Note to
evaluation.
self,
Like
note to
I
self, I'm
said,
tired of
yo,
managing
you know
my
what I'm
relationship. I'm
saying?
about to
I mean,
hire.
if it's
I need a
like,
personal assistant
yeah,
to manage my relationship. Let me stop.
damn.
Let me stop. No.
Don't call me. Don't call me.
Yeah, you're gonna want them to call you, knowing your ass wins.
Right?
But anyway,
Right?
glass windows and houses and rocks and all that. But
Right?
yo, word up, Shinobi Wan. You
Facts.
know, when you talk, yo, and yo, you gonna speak about the Roni, Shinobi? Okay, cool, because that's what I think it is. He says we're not free range anymore. Been battery humans for over a month now.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what?
Yes.
If you
Yes.
really look at it, this shit is the MGTOW's dream. Get the fuck away from me, bitch. Not 6 feet. Give me 6 feet. Bye bye.
Give me 50
Gone.
feet before I catch a fucking case.
Guess who's quick?
Exactly.
Guess who's quick to fucking violate that? But guess who's quick to violate that?
Women.
Exact. Well, yeah. But
Yeah.
shit,
Karen.
those, not just them. Yeah.
Cop.
Not just them. But
Cop.
subscribers are Karen. The simp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The simp wants to touch your
SJWs.
motherfucking shit.
Leftists. Everybody pretty much on that side of the wing. Karen. Becky. Fucking
Yeah.
Apartment Allison.
Yeah, all that.
Crosswalk Karen.
Rona Shauna Jones this time.
Okay, let me give you guys a
Rona Shauna
visual.
Jones, man.
Let me give you guys a visual, right? If you look back at this last week of news, yeah, I don't know if y'all follow the news or anything like that, but if you look at this last week, there's this one clip that sticks out, and it's this male nurse, standing in a crosswalk, blocking a white pickup truck with a Karen hanging out of the window, yelling at his ass, saying, this is not China or whatever she was yelling, right? So that's a Karen right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I want y'all to know there's Karens amongst us.
Oh, there's definitely some Karens.
And
I noticed that.
just because she's white, it does not mean she's Karen. What she's saying is Karen relatable.
It's so Karen.
And I don't really care about that whole entire narrative that they want to push about. Well, that means she's strong. No, that means she's fucking stupid. Because most of the time when she opens her fucking mouth, a lot of stupid shit comes out of her mouth. And when you try to explain it to her, she doesn't listen. And then she want to get mad at you because shit happens to her ass. Well, why didn't you stop me, bitch? I did. Like you.
You're entitled to.
And when you educate her on what she's doing wrong, she changes the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were
anytime she's wrong, anytime she's proven wrong, she changes the subject.
Oh yeah.
And pushes it right back on your ass.
Yeah.
Just gonna dance around that motherfucker like it was a wall.
She dance around that shit like she's in a Soul Train line and shit.
Oh no, she gonna dance around that motherfucking chair and get in it first before your ass does.
For real.
Yep. Literally.
And get first dibs on all those supplies.
Yeah, man, she gonna be doing the cha-cha slide, backstroking, front stroking, side
back
stroking,
and stride,
the moonwalk,
back and stride,
moonwalk.
Get up on the downstroke. Everybody get up.
The locomotion, the
For
twist.
real.
Shit, all that bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
She was doing the Temptations.
Something real though, double I, for real.
Temptation shuffle.
Shit.
And spin.
Shit.
These motherfucking Karens are out on the prowl. You know what I mean?
So that's the reason why I latched on to that whole hashtag fuck you Karen, is because it didn't make sense to me which direction the narrative was taking it. The definition of Karen may be whatever, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Karen kidnapped the fucking kids. Period. Legally.
Legal.
Shinobi, the burden of proof is on Karen, not us.
Oh shit.
Yes.
No shit. It is that shit that happened was a MGTOW's fucking dream. And no one could handle that shit. Oh man. And the first ones to really just get after it, just get after it. And you know what? Reason being that we're hearing all of these stories to demand unlocking America. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that because we got to keep these businesses going. We got to keep the economy going. We got to keep the free market rocking. We got to keep that shit going on so that we don't go through what we're going through.
The only reason why they're really talking about unlocking business, unlocking America is because women are complaining. That's the only reason why they're talking
Karen,
about
yes.
it. Yeah, too
Gotta
many
unlock
Karens
it
are
for
complaining
Karen.
about this shit.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because bitches can't get their hair done, they can't get their nails done, and they can't get anything done basically to make themselves
Yes.
look presentable for men. Even though we know them as heifers look a half a hot mess
They can't go
or
to
half
the.
past dead, according to his
They
balls.
can't go on dates and get free meals.
Yeah,
I mean, after
they
this,
can't look fake.
after
Right.
this, I don't
No
know if they're
cash
gonna
and
be able to
prizes.
get their cash and prizes and stuff. They
Well, it's
they
going to
may
take
or may
them.
not.
Well, the sad part about that, women think very short term. So they think when the market's going to reopen, they'll be able to run back and do all this shit. What they don't realize is a lot of these businesses are probably going to be closed for good because they've been out of operation so damn long. They don't got the loan money yet to actually remotely open back up their business anymore.
It's going to be a whole
they might
different
take
field.
or they might take their money that they got from the government and they might reopen a brand new
Recoup their
business somewhere
losses.
else. Or
Or
yeah,
It
yes,
just
is.
recoup their losses.
Or
Yeah.
like
their losses and reopen.
overseas, and you know what? I
Something
won't even overseas. You know what? I won't even be mad. You
Yeah.
know?
The sad part about what a lot of women don't realize about a lot of these companies is a lot of them are owned by like foreign people, like
Yeah.
Vietnamese, Koreans, and shit like that. Like Vietnamese own like most of the nail salons because they get a discount on that shit when they open a business from their country because a lot of that shit comes from their country for the most part.
Right?
What they don't realize is if they decide to close up shop, they can either move back home and take all that money with them that they got from the loan, or they can pick up and move to another state, another city, and where they will reopen again. And then on top of that, you also got the ones where the Koreans who own most of the hair products, all the hair shops basically are owned by Koreans because Koreans get a discount because that's where their products come from, Korea. So they might repack up their shit and move the other places for the most part. I think
Right.
the only places where they'll probably remain will probably be black communities for the most part.
Very much.
Because black communities buy, and they know that they can get money from black people more than they can get money from white people.
Because we're too daggone foolish to grow our own hair.
Yeah, or they're too stupid to take care of their hair or manage their hair properly, or they use the wrong fucking products to actually take care of their hair, and they wonder why their hair is short.
Yeah, it's funny. They keep using the most
Ooh,
products,
right.
yet there's this guy that got big ass afro and big braids. And when you ask him, and I was one of them in the '90s. I was one of them. Like, what do you do to keep your hair fucking growing? Pick, shower, and a pick, motherfucker. Like,
For real.
what are you doing to
Yep.
keep your hair growing?
I remember when I
such dark and lovely hair grow, this grease, that grease. Bitch, no, I don't need all that. Now, I may need the grease to keep the dandruff out, but other than that shit, no,
For real.
I don't need
You gotta go to
Woke
your scalp regularly.
Up like this.
Literally. Because I remember when I was younger, I used to have a big ass fro. My fro was so damn big, my face, it didn't even look like I had a face and shit.
So easy a caveman could
Looking
do
all
it.
crazy
But hey,
and
yo,
shit. looking all crazy and shit. My hair was so damn big, it made my face look like
so easy a caveman could do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
like my hair was so big, it made my face look like the size of a small bowl. It was like ridiculous. Like literally all I did was pick it out for the most part or comb it
You
out.
know what? They would love to just braid your hair. When they see that
Oh
shit,
yeah,
and
women used to do that shit all the time. My sister used to do that shit all the time. She used to piss me off.
Yo, Tico, I just figured something out. That was a projected envy in a way, or it started as an admiration because when they seen a fella with hair that was just all over the fucking place in the community, right? They at first it was the cornrows, and then it was the dreadlocks, plaits, all of that, no cornrows, plaits, and then dreadlocks. Now it's dreadlocks these days, you know what I'm saying? And they like, man, how did they get that? We can't get that. It's because, woman, you buy into these Shea Moistures and the Revlons and the L'Oreals and the Garnier Fructis and all this other extra goofy shit to get your shit right. What's wrong with you, woman?
For real.
Hey, you don't do the basic things, the rudimentary things to keep your hair growing. Oh,
Yeah, you wonder why your hair is falling out and all over the place.
Because like my hair was ridiculous. It was like all over the fucking place. And literally, one day I was looking like something. I was looking like Huey P. Freeman, or next day, I was looking like Blanca and shit like that with it all coming back. I mean, I used to just walk around with random hairstyles basically because I didn't really feel like that. And that just made basically me and my sister. When my sister Fran used to get a hold of my head, she used to literally put my hair in like pigtails, and they used to piss me the fuck off. But my sister Lynn, my oldest sister Lynn, she used to literally like braid it part way and leave the rest of it unbraided. So a nigga looked like he got partway cornrows and looking like Blanc out the back, basically.
Yeah.
Like halfway cornrows and halfway
That is so
cornrows and
90s.
it was a shit basically when she used to do my hair.
That is so 90s.
Yeah, I know, right? But I was before the 90s. That was like the 80s when I was growing up, though. But yeah, it was funny as hell. Like, but
Coolio and shit.
yeah, I was like, that was Coolio. Did Coolio have that? Yo, he had like
I
one
can't
side of his
believe
hair braided.
Coolio's
Like my whole entire
motherfucking
hair
ass,
was
though.
braided. Like it was braided from side to side, but it went back halfway, and the rest of my hair was just out basically. So
Man, Coolio was a fucking
I had to
bomb.
braid a Blanca. I had to braid a Blanca going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coolio went, but that motherfucker got that damn. He's got a damn fucking receding hairline, and I seen him in the movie. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dude, cut that shit off.
Cut
you
that shit
actually
off.
look
Yeah,
better
exactly.
bald at this point. You got a receding
Give up,
hairline
brother.
because you
Give
believe
up.
these bitches. And you believe these one bitches in wherever you got your hair did or whatever, you kept believing them, and they started
Well,
putting
like,
them damn
don't-
chemicals to the top of your head, and it started fucking putting that receding ass hairline in your shit. And now you're still trying to wear the same style you did in the It Takes a Thief album. No,
Right?
bruh. Go on another fucking fantastic voyage and try something different, bro.
Right? Nice transition.
Shit.
Using using music and album
nigga.
titles and shit. Yeah, right.
Shit.
For real, like yeah, 'cause,
Slippity
like
slide, man. Some motherfucking petroleum jelly on your head. Keep your bald head slick. I got a bald head.
you might as well go Tretch from Naughty by Nature at this point.
Yep. Army with harmony.
For real.
Man, I'm gonna listen to that after this.
Right? I'm gonna listen to that
Yes,
shit.
yes. That was a good shit. That was a
Yeah.
better music than this simp crap that we got to listen to nowadays.
Fucking countywide joint that
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
A little
Baby,
bit.
won't you come my way? Why are you crying like a little bitch?
Hey, guess
He
what?
really got one out. Fuck him. He shouldn't be crying like a little bitch still.
She'd make me think of I'm listening to Bill Cosby and the Cosby Kids, listen to Mushmouth talk.
Yeah, literally rapping. It's a bunch of Mushmouth rappers, basically.
give it, Huh? Shit. You like
Yeah.
school in the summertime, Fat Albert? No class.
No class, right?
Say, brother.
For
What you doing with your
a fat dude, he sure did have a lot of skills. He was dunking, he was playing hoops, he was doing all that shit for a big
Yeah,
dude.
Man,
man,
Fat
big
Albert
ass.
could move.
Yeah, he could.
What the fuck? Shit.
This is probably where the fat acceptance came into play at. Well, Fat Albert could do it. We could do it too.
Yeah.
Bitch, that's a cartoon. That's a cartoon. Let it go, bitch.
Cartoon.
Let it go.
See, the real Fat Albert actually made the Guinness Book of World Records. No, you don't want to be that guy. He had to be carried on a fucking hand truck or some shit. You don't want to do that, darling. You don't want to do that. That motherfucker fat.
And
Do you understand this?
And when they put him in a hospital, he had to be forklifted out
Mm-hmm.
and put on
I remember the
flatbed.
one lady, they had to take the roof off her house to take her out of her house.
Airlift.
They had to get a crane. They literally got a crane. They took the roof off her house, craned her out the house, and put her in a paramedic.
Now that's gynocentric for your ass.
Hey, look, put her in a flatbed. Get a bill of lading. Get an emergency bill of lading number.
Fuck.
And let's see, take turns wide. Gotta be careful. Gotta strap her down carefully.
She ain't got a motherfucking hospital bill. This bitch got an invoice.
Right?
All right.
Oh shit. Oh goodness.
Truck day on her ass, man.
Literally.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. While we was on Fat Albert, but it's like, what you got them marks on your arms for, Laura? Man, I just fell down the stairs. Because they sneak in them topics and shit, and it was kind of educational. Yeah, man. The Saturday morning cartoon. I hate to tell you guys, it got killed, and I'm gonna hurt some feelings. It got killed by the Steve Irwins of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there had to have been nature shows and shit and everything. It's like, and kids got pissed off. It was like, what? I can go to Cartoon Network. Fuck this shit. And that's what happened, fam. So that's what a nigga would do. But
an invoice.
Goddamn.
Hey, that was a good one. An invoice.
Yeah.
It got a whole invoice and a gross. What do they call that in the truck industry, man? The gross weight.
Gross weight.
With scale house ticket.
The scale house ticket, yeah. She got a scale house ticket and an invoice at the same damn time.
Yeah, right.
God damn it. Basically, she had to pay. Basically, she was the shipper and the consignee.
Damn.
You strong in the belly, girl.
And
You
the
strong in
consignee.
the belly.
Damn.
Just strong in the belly. Just all
Yeah,
this area.
she's strong in the belly. Oh yeah, I forgot.
God,
Strongly hungry.
Hell yeah, man.
Strongly starving. Strongly fat. Strongly. Let me stop. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this show. Hopefully, we can do another one of these shows because it was fun. I kind of enjoy this.
You know what? Let's keep it going for another 15 so minutes because I got an ending view for you guys. That's all.
Okay.
I'm on my way somewhere, and I just want to give a treat to the fellas.
We're going to keep it going, so Double I could give us a treat then.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Former Force is in the house. I've seen that. You know.
Former Force. Hashtag.
Shout out.
Let's do some shout outs in the live stream. Who do we have in the
Shinobi
chat?
We got Shinobi One. We got Forma, Mr. Forma. We got
welcome, gentlemen.
Manny.
We got Alex Montoya. What up, Alex Montoya?
Alex
welcome, Alex.
Manny was in here.
Manny motherfucking.
Manny Roney now. Taco
here.
Roney, according to him. Shit, like, what the fuck? This Roney shit can't know. Literally.
Manny's the man. Love playing GTA with Manny. That's my boy right there.
Yeah, Manny, Baron, Lonely, Mr. Elite. I mean, not Mr. Elite, Mr. Forma, Alex, and Shinobi.
Y'all get them likes up, goddammit. Get these motherfucking likes up. Shit. Tico don't just do this shit for his health. What the fuck is wrong with you? If you don't do it, your baby gonna be strong in the face tomorrow.
Whoa!
That shit.
Duzangs. Shout out.
I don't do that. I actually do it. I can do it for the health of men for the most part, actually.
And that's what it is, man. I mean, support your interests is where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
After you mentioned that baby strong in the face, I had to go back and look at that because I wasn't able to look at that live stream. But oh my god, that was not right.
That damn thing. I was like, I'm about to get a strike. I'm about to get a strike.
Lord,
I'm thinking to myself, this kid jumped out of a fucking ugly tree. He hit every ugly branch on the way down, and when he got on the bottom, he fell into an ugly puddle. We got some ugly mud in there.
7 times, and then
dog came by and took an ugly shit on him. Oh my god, that was ugly.
He fell over on top of him and bounced on him 17 times, and then rolled to a rest on his back.
Wow.
I don't like ugly, but man,
he got hit with the whole damn
pretty either. But damn, this baby wrong. No, the face, it's not right. It's strong in the face.
Strong in the face.
Yeah,
lots of
they say. You know they say God makes people and babies in the image of Him. God probably made that baby like, damn, I fucked up that time.
it was one of
on a drunk page. I mean,
they're patting it on the head like it'll be okay. It'll be fine.
God was running out of material or something.
Peter, take one for the team.
Oh man, horrible. All right.
I'm going for that one. Fuck it. Yeah, just fuck it. It's like, no, I only got the book.
Like, niggas, now y'all know y'all ain't right. But
Run
it's funny,
away.
though. It is
Only
funny.
got
Did
the
we
original
ever
book.
claim to be?
It's funny though,
Did
nigga.
we
It's funny.
ever
It is
claim
funny.
to be?
I hate that. I
Hey,
hate
did we
that.
ever claim to be?
Mhm.
We ain't never claimed to be right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. That bitch had an invoice.
Oh, they all do. Are you shitting me? You,
All women have
whoa,
an
whoa, whoa. Let's get on that topic. This is a good one. Psychesoap, you just tripped us on something, man.
What
I
the
mean,
fuck?
man, I would love to be the truck driver with that. I would love to be the truck driver with that shit, you know?
And just play nothing but MIGTOW content just to fuck with her.
Fuck
Keep
yeah.
her in her side.
But
In the
think
motherfucking
about
trailer. You
think
do
about
that,
what you
man.
just said, Psychesoap. Think about what
Yeah.
you just said. That bitch came with an invoice.
With an invoice.
Yeah,
A whole lot of bills. A whole lot of shit. That
I want
gotta
to
pay.
analyze that right there. That's awesome, right there. That bitch came with an invoice. You know how awesome of a description that is? Think about this. That bitch came with
with
an invoice.
I would if I ever got that bill of lading, if I ever got that bill of lading for an emergency bill of lading for a flatbed like
What do you
that,
mean?
I
What
would
do you, no,
frame it.
What if? What do you mean? What if you ever got? What if you ever got? Here's the thing.
If I ever
When
got
you're on the hunt, for a relationship or whatever situation you're trying to get into, right? If you're trying to get into a relationship or if you're trying to get with a woman or whatever, you are essentially getting a bill for what you're trying to purchase.
right? But what I'm saying is, like, if I ever get an emergency bill of lading where I have to use my flatbed skills to transport somebody to the hospital, I would keep that. I would keep the bill of lading. I would lacquer it and frame it on my wall.
And you should. This
As
is
you
the
should.
heaviest living load I've ever did. You know what I mean? But with
Living
respect
low.
to the invoice, is that
But
it's
it
what
looked like
happens.
one.
And I'll tie this whole topic into another little bow too. And I think that's what Double I might have been trying to do. Look, with
And
that invoice is
to be
the
honest
shit
with
that you got to pay in that bad business deal in a relationship. Just remember that.
yeah, but it's like there wouldn't be a truck company that wouldn't want to hire me. You know?
Yeah, if you played MIGTOW content blasting through the speakers.
Oh, I didn't play MAGTOW. I keep it quiet because I got to keep my identity.
Red pill content and shit. That'll fuck her life up. Well, she's fat. Shit, she'll want to hold her breath.
It might convince her to lose some weight. It might convince her to lose some weight. Might do her a favor.
Throw a couple of Walter Whites in there. I don't know.
Noticed about women is there's a lot of fat women that do this body positivity thing, but when they listen to red pill content or MGTOW content, they tend to actually complain about the shit, but then you'll see their asses at the gym the next day or in the next week. I've noticed.
Oh well. So
fuck that motherfucker.
Actually, I know a lady who listens to my content. The reason why she got a gym membership is because she was listening to my content about fat women.
Fuck that motherfucker. I'm gonna show him red pill.
I did not do
shit.
I'm gonna get on the treadmill.
Maybe she sees some of my content.
No, she literally said that to me in the gym because she berated me while I was on the treadmill.
While you were on a treadmill, literally.
I was literally on a treadmill. She started coming up to me, yelling at me while I was on a treadmill. And it was funny because like the content, it was about basically it was about body positivity. I think the title was body positivity. No. I think that was the title of the video, but she got mad about the video and she literally came up to me. She basically got into that, and it was kind of funny because it was like she basically was yelling at me, calling me names, and she was telling me I was the reason why she got a gym membership, and I should be ashamed of myself. I go,
no,
thank you. You got a gym membership, right?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Kind of go in on me,
right?
Yeah,
like you got a gym membership, right? But yeah, it was like
Karen, goddamn it.
I was
Did
just
you get something out of this?
Yeah, honestly.
You got one little prize. You want cash too.
Legit. Honestly, I don't feel ashamed about this a bit.
a bit.
I don't feel ashamed about this a bit at all. I see it as a win-win for both of us. But yeah, she actually lost a lot of weight too. Now that I think about it, I don't know how she's maintaining because the gym is closed, but she lost a lot of weight since she's been there. And she would try to parade her ass past me while I'm on the treadmill.
All right. On another subject, hey,
back to double eyes.
What did we disregard, Mr. Former?
Uh-oh.
The double I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh shit! The former force is coming after us. Fuck.
No, he's good.
We didn't got the former force after us.
That's me, amigo.
You got the former force on the panel. I was listening to Mr. Former.
Yeah, but continue
for a very long time.
Continue about the bill of sales on women, basically.
Yes. So the bill of sales, each woman actually comes with one. Each girl comes with one.
Yes, they do.
It just depends on how much you're willing to pay, right? So you know how all these Instagram models and everything that you think are I'm sorry, let me go even further since we're past the 1 hour and a half or whatever mark, right?
Uh-huh.
Let me go even further and say all the bitches you see on Pornhub and everywhere else, you see these guys fucking hoes and whatever. These girls don't look that good. At least the ones that are not easily attainable.
Yo, that's true.
The more attractive they are, the more
they buy them.
The bigger the bill.
Yeah, definitely. The more attractive and the more insecure they are, the bigger the fucking bill. Yeah,
why would you want to?
Bigger the headache,
why would you want to co-sign on that loan?
The bigger the bill.
Why would you want to co-sign on that loan?
I don't know.
Think about that.
Yeah. Then on top of that, half these heifers got like college loans.
So if we talk about,
they got a college loan.
Let's talk about the basic bitch tag.
The basic bitch.
Let me just frame that one as the double eyes, idea of what these women come with, these tags, right? So if we talk about the basic bitch tag, price tag, what do you got? Student loan, maybe, right? That's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to expect you to have a place for you to live or them to live or whatever. That's part of it. You got to supply her a car, maybe, just so she can get to work because she's going to want to work. Because if you keep her in the house, she's going to say, "Oh, you got me trapped up. You ain't got a house key for me. You ain't got a car for me. All I got is a bicycle, and I drive down the beach on it, and I get honks from the guys next door and everything like that because I'm on a bike with my titties out and whatever." Come on, man. Each one comes with a price tag. It depends on what you're willing to fucking pay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say, I think I referenced this, larger fellow one day. He was playing it up to some girl and simping for her, saying, let me rub your feet and blah, 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 blah. I forgot what the reference was, but that's his price to pay. She's letting him, rub her feet. Hey, rub my feet, Mr. Simp. And then Mr. Simp says, "Oh, you know what? I look ugly. I get it. I'm an incel. I get it. But I'm going to rub your feet. And you got a boyfriend. I get it. You're talking to him on the phone right now. I get it. I'm still going to rub your feet." That's the price you pay.
I did one of my videos. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah,
like a little
that
trained
one.
doggy. Like a little trained doggy.
Yeah.
Like a little trained
chihuahua.
doggy. Chihuahua, exactly. And that little chihuahua sitting there, doing his little thing. And then at the end, can I get a kiss? Can I get on the lips? Can I get a kiss on the lips? Oh my gosh, she tasted so sweet. It was a fucking pack, you bitch.
The sad part about it is it's disgusting. It's like, first off, I'm not going after another person's sloppy seconds, sloppy thirds, or 30 seconds.
Sloppy seconds? Who the fuck would want to walk the path of another man Right after that, man, just walk that path.
Look,
That
6
happens
feet
a lot.
distance, motherfucker.
There are women that I've turned down because this chick knows one of the people that I deployed with. You know?
Hell, I turned down chicks that they dated relatives.
No.
Damn right.
This
I turned down
is a
chicks.
valid
I
reason.
turned down
Like,
chicks that were friends of friends.
look, this is a valid reason. I will turn down chicks because they know someone that this one person I deployed with. You know?
Mhm.
And it's like,
Yeah.
when you have open showers, you like, yeah, you know him? Nope, I don't want you. You're out of the room. He already done busted you wide open. You know?
So that's the price tag.
That's the price
That's
tag.
price
I gotta
tag.
compete. I gotta compete with Gorilla Arm. You
Right.
know? I'm not competing with Gorilla Arm, but Gorilla Arm for Johnson? Hell no.
But each thing is a price. Each thing is a price. Each thing is a give and take, right? So if your girl is with you and you think, or she thinks that you're not up to snuff, you're not up to far, okay, we always talk about the height thing, which I'm over 6'2", so I'm not even worried about that, and I don't see that as a problem for me, right? But other guys may say, okay, well, I'm shorter, and I'm gonna pay a price for being that short. No, you're already putting yourself in deficit. You're taking out a fucking loan for something you don't even have to. Not you, Wind. Not you.
I mean, I know. I'm over 6 feet. I don't have to take out. That's one loan I ain't got to take out.
Right.
Yeah.
I grow a beard. That's another loan.
I'm 6'2".
But I'm not saying that anyone less than 6 foot has to take out that loan, but automatically you're putting yourself into that category by thinking that you're less of a person because of your height.
So
she's going to capitalize on that shit.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just going to live stream. But the thing is, like, I'm not putting myself in no daggone deficit. I mean, I just paid off a car loan. Rock that. I just paid off a car loan, and I'm about to pay off another one. Why the hell am I going to put myself in a deficit in a relationship? Oh, hey, I got an idea. Why don't I just empty out my bank account and just throw it and just freaking make it rain in the hood? Hell no.
Hey, Shinobi, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I was talking to a girl a long time ago, and she was trying to get with me, and she goes, "Do you have all your real teeth? Because I can't date no man with fake teeth." No, mind you, I have all my real teeth. I don't have any cavities. I don't have any of that shit. This bitch has cavities. She's missing some teeth, and she got like a bridge or something like that in one of her teeth or two of her teeth, basically. And she gonna ask me, "Do I have all my real teeth?" But you don't even got all your real shit. How you going to ask me if I got my real shit?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a good question. She goes, "That's besides the point." I go, "No, it's not. That is the point. You got all your real teeth." And she got fillings and shit. I don't want to have fucked up teeth. Well, I definitely ain't dating your ass because you definitely got fucked up teeth.
It's like
sorry about that, guys.
It's what it is. It's a sickness. It's a sickness. You know, it's a huge sickness that is going around. It's like, oh, I want this person to have real thing, but I'm going to put on makeup. No, I want this person to have the real thing.
I'm sorry. If you're going to request something, I'm going to need you to have the same fucking thing.
Right.
Unless there's a dick. I don't have no dick.
But what the point I'm making is, this dude's got an arm between his legs. I'm like, just because the chick know him, I'm like, nope. Not even gonna take that chance. You know?
It's better not to.
Better not to. It's better not to. It's like,
so,
you know him? Oh.
So when you're on the hunt, as men out there, you got another feather in your cap. You got the knowledge, and you know that each one has a price tag. That's a definitive thing right there.
Right.
Each one has a price tag. What is it, and how much of it are you willing to pay? That's a hell of a topic. So thanks, Psychesoap. You put us on that tangent. Now is accidental or purposeful? I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna take it as the universe wanted Psychesoap to drop down some knowledge on this, and I just want to expand on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, gents. I gotta go because I'm gonna go into the store, and they don't like me. They don't like me live stream. They don't like what we got to talk about live streaming.
No,
Okay.
they don't. No,
I
they
mean, I
don't.
might be back as soon as I'm done.
Double
You can end it because they actually got all the parking lots closed and everything, even though people are going inside.
Okay.
I'll do
What the hell?
I'll do it another day.
Okay.
All right, gents.
Outro.
All right.
MIGTOW on the win. Do it.
Outro. This is MIGTOW on the win. Mr. Farmer. Stay farming that farmer. Psychesoap. Don't forget to wash behind the cerebral cortex. Double I. Don't
Yes,
forget
sir.
the eye drops for each eye. And Lost Dad, Double I, aka Lost Dad, always carry a compass for you. Baron Yam, if you're seeing this, plant your roots in nutrient-rich soil and get ample sunlight. Tico Trent, aka Eternal Sadist, keep the wheels on the tracks, shiny side up, and don't get hijacked. This is MIGTOW on the win. Don't put yourself in a debt because of a fraud. Signing off.
Word.
Yes.
Burger. Oh, the end game for going my own way, and forgive me if this even sounds prescriptive, man. The very last thought in my mind within the last beat of my heart is that I went my own way. Enough respect to those that are red pilled and are, pursuing relationships. And if you are going to pursue those relationships, maintain what it is. Reclaim your birthright as a patriarch. Because shit, this day and age, the mainstream are those that are, falsely being left wing, and they're taking all of the bits and pieces from the old counterculture and thinking it's still counterculture to this day, but we're the real counterculture, man. So share this video to men that need a red pill. Like and comment if you stumbled upon my man Tico's video, made it this far. Subscribe to my man MIGTOW on the win, to Lost Dad, to motherfucking Tico Trend, to myself. Donate to a veteran because they went out there, had their country's back, and they come back and the country got them backwards, bent over. You know what I'm saying? Or bent over backwards. Hey, yo, we're all one big brother, all belong to one big father. You tread on one, you hurt another, and that to me is brotherhood. Big up to all y'all that was in this bitch. Let's do this thing. Let's make this money stack and move.
Treat it like boxing. Stack and move. Stick and move.
Stack and move.
Yeah.
Double I.
When y'all walk into a mall, which I don't think you'll do anymore because they're all dead. When you go down the boardwalk, which I don't think y'all gonna want to do because the Roni. If you're going on a trail, if you're going to the beach, if you're going on a hunt, just understand what you're hunting for has a price tag. And I want you to check out that price tag before you go after that kill. Stay true to yourself, gentlemen. Grow your money, grow yourselves, be happy, chase your happiness, and find your true center. This is Double I, the Lost Dad, and I'm out.
What up? This is your boy Tico Trent, aka the Internal Sadist. All I got to say is always improve yourself, always better yourself, always focus on yourself. Sometimes you just got to be selfish with your motherfucking self. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be doing shit for other people if it doesn't benefit you unless it's a good cause. And usually do it for a brother, not no female. Do it for a brother, not a female. Or a young boy or a young child growing up, basically. That's about it. Let these women, because they believe in equality, so let them bitches practice equality.
Absolutely.
So if they believe in equality, let them bitch go out and get it herself. If you see another man, in help and in trouble, or if you see another man or another child or a male child that needs help or something like that along the lines, help them. But after you do all that, make sure you're always improving yourself and bettering yourself and making yourself the best version of you, no matter what the fuck is going on.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, they can talk shit on you, but they just want to be you.
At the end of the damn day. Shit.
That's enough.
Exactly.
I'm glad I did this show out of nowhere, and I actually like the name of this title, The Red Pill Door Kickers. I think this will be a regular show.
Kicking your doorway in the 4-4.
It'll probably replace.
Oh, you
it'll probably replace.
Chico, don't hit me no more.
It'll
Consider
probably
that
replace,
shit kicked.
Right. It'll probably replace Forum, and it'll probably replace Yam's Corner for the most part. But yeah, but we're all probably only going to do like one live stream a week now, basically. But one live stream between Monday and Thursday. But
yeah.
Y'all have a good one. Have a blessed day.
My nigga.
It's happy serving you.
Right.
And be good.
Peace.
Out.